Jungler and Nika were a big part of what was able to come out of Leftovers in a positive light. We'll see if they change up their gods and change up their strategies. As we get into picks and bans here, Hunger for More will be the squad with the first pick on the left side this time around. Leftovers will have to opt for the second pick, a second ban.
So Susano here is leftovers going to be, or leftovers, excuse me, going to be forced to ban it out. That's kind of the question for me because leftovers, they really want at least one win here. Not so much to help Cringe Crew, but to help themselves avoid relegations.
Raijin will be banned out one more time. And that's sort of the dance that we see when the new gods come out. So a new god is always more powerful than the old gods, not because of the numbers, not because of the abilities, but because of the lack of experience that players have playing against it. If you're playing Susano, you're a little bit more well aware of what he can do than the people playing against it. So you always see the second place team, or the team on the right-hand side, take the ban out, because if you're going to first pick it, you're going to first pick it. And there's that Nemesis you were asking for game one.
Left open, CaptainTwig, going to waste no time. And leftovers actually taking Jing away from Ataraxia here. I'm not exactly sure how proficient Arkkyl is on this god, but we're going to be finding out here soon, and they're going to pair that with the Hunbat. So leftovers just taking a page out of HFN's book right now.
I like the Jingwei pick if Arkkyl can play it well, but I just don't think that Ataraxia is the type of guy that's a one god wonder.
No.
So you're taking Jingwei away from, exactly. So you're taking Jingwei away from Ataraxia. Good for you. You better be a good player on this character.
Jing 10 going to be picked up for HFM, and I'm not exactly sure where that's going. That could go to the soul lane. That's where I suspect it could go to, but MANALIKE might be open to be playing it on support as well, and the Janus going to be picked up once again by Cherryo.
You know, I'm taking a shot in the dark, KK, but I reckon that's a support Xing Chen. Honestly, if it's what MANALIKE wants to do, very aggressive, decent amount of damage. The pancake flip has a root now, which is very important. I think that's honestly what brought him out of competitive play. So with the root back on there, Xing Chen certainly a viable pick. But leftovers seem to think the same thing, and they're going to ban out some solo laners. So that might sway Hunger for More's decision.
And Robin going to be taken away as well. So HFM trying to make leftovers as uncomfortable as possible, and Tier going to be taken away from Variety. We could see the Osiris pick into it, so we could see a little bit of a reverse 1v1 action, and it's going to be Ho Yi coming out for Ataraxia.
I'm so curious. This last pick is going to solidify everything. And leftovers are 100% sure that this is MANALIKE Xing Chen. You see they ban out two of the supports, or two of the solo laners, and then they take Tier away from Variety, forcing Variety to go ahead and play Odin, although honestly, we're still not quite sure if this is going to be support or solo Xing Chen.
I expect the Odin solo.
Yeah?
We've seen Variety play it before. I mean, this could just be a surprise thing for HFM, though, that they want to bring out. And that's the thing, is that HFM doesn't have the comfortability like Panther and Paradigm had, where they were guaranteed into DreamHack and can experiment with some things, and or hide some of their stuff. I mean, this is the final game of HFM split, and they need to win this and go to DreamHack.
That's certainly what they're looking for. Fenrir going to be the last pick for leftovers. That'll likely be in the sole support role. So you're going to have the support Fenrir taking a page out of Aurora's book. Tier in the solo lane, most likely. Hunbat's in the jungle. Let's just get right to the game, because I don't want to play this game anymore as far as guessing it. And it will be Badgah taking a page out of Aurora's book. Very aggressive for the support on leftovers. So the old support Fenrir. This isn't, it's funny. I think some of the newer fans might be sitting in chat going, troll, 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 troll. Why don't you break down what support Fenrir does and what he brings to the table?
Troll. No, this has actually been run by Aurora since season 1. It's all about being incredibly it's all about being incredibly aggressive and looking for kills. And if you're sitting there and farming and not really trying to force anything, you're playing it wrong.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about Fenrir is that people aren't used to playing against it in support. That's my favorite thing when we see picks like this, is that they work, but if you played it all the time, this would be a bad pick. However, against a team who's probably never played against Fenrir support or hasn't played against it in a year and a half, they're not going to be exactly sure what the damage potential for it is.
And not only is there a lot of damage, but obviously the stun and the ultimate can be devastating if you're looking for the individual picks. With gods like CaptainTwig and PrettyPriMe being very vulnerable, the Fenrir pick can definitely sort of capitalize off of that. And the Variety Odin, not going to be such a big deal when the dog can actually just jump out of the cage. So Badgah, I like the Fenrir pick. Fenrir is one of these picks that I like seeing it because it's different and it's entertaining and it's exciting, but I'll only like it for this team if it winds up being positive. It's very easy to be a bad Fenrir support.
Can we hover over Badgah here? I want to see if he's gone into a red pot. He has not. So what we'll sometimes see is like a blue stone instead of the Watchers, or a Death's Toll and a red pot, just because you have so much early game damage that even supports will fall to you, and then you just pair that with your meditation and some potions. But instead, Badgah just gone into the meditation with the multi-potions in hand as well. I do expect him to be incredibly aggressive in this duel lane.
Yeah, I expect a lot of poke coming out. Almost surprised that we don't see a Mark of the Vanguard come out, specifically against not just that they want to be aggressive. As you can see, aggression coming out from Hunger for More on the right side, providing CaptainTwig successfully invade a speed and a blue buff, or they take their own speed and then invade the blue buff. So well played by Hunger for More.
And just a really good start for Variety here, left-hand side, and this is just what I was talking about. One more auto. The meditation going to save Ataraxia for now, and it's just shy of the damage. Oh, man.
Look at MANALIKE. You see him just completely doing the karaoke, just sidestepping back and forth, body blocking the shots from Arkkyl. Well done. And now he's going to taunt because he knows that was a hot play from the support. Well
hey,
done.
Man. I would have laughed if Badgah would have jumped on him and killed him. That would have been the highlight of the day so far.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Not going to happen, though, here. Prime going to combine for these mid-camps, and Badgah got to jump forward. MANALIKE jumps away, and just a little bit of poke coming out from Badgah as much as he can. That's his goal right now.
Leftovers now going to secure their back Harpies, but still, CaptainTwig, so obnoxious, just always in this opponent's jungle.
Oh, Twig has actually gone into Wrath as well. I didn't happen to notice that at first, and you could just see him be incredibly aggressive. Going to be stealing away these Harpies as well because Leftovers are going to be forced to deal with their mid-wave. They're going to run into Twig here in the jungle, but, I mean, it's 2v1. They don't really have a ton of support, though.
And the shield's going to stop some of the damage coming out from the Cherryo here. And the double dash allows CaptainTwig to create some distance, but the slow is strong. This might be first blood.
I mean, Twig has speed buff, though, and he's going to be able to get away. That was very dangerous by Twig because he invaded the back Harpies. However, he had no support from the rest of his team. They were all farming elsewhere. Leftovers knew this and tried to synergize for the kill. Unfortunately for them, just shy of the damage.
You know, I think if those minions aren't there, if Cherryo can clear the wave, we might see that first blood, but not going to be the case. Good knock-up coming out from Xing Wei. No capitalization.
And MANALIKE, no more health potions in hand right now. He's going to be forced back to the base at only 2.5 minutes. But he cancels his back. This could get very dangerous for Hunger for More because Leftovers should hit 5 before them relatively soon, probably off this next wave. And Badgah could look to just force it and then ult one of them.
Yeah, Badgah has a stun available, so next jump is just going to stun whoever walks in the wrong direction. You can see Badgah just dipping into this jungle for fun and then coming right on top of the target, finding the jump, and there's a Brutalize on top of MANALIKE. Can't seem to find the last hit, though, and Badgah going to be taking the tower, and Ataraxia turns things around for the first blood. The suns come out, and Ataraxia gets one as well, but Cherryo from the mid lane takes out MANALIKE.
I mean, that was just absolutely outplayed coming out. Hunger for More, beautiful. We saw Leftovers go aggressive, Badgah, but he didn't respect the meditation timing, didn't know it was still up. The heal was enough to keep MANALIKE alive for just a little bit longer, and he juked around long enough for Badgah to just go, I want the kill, I need to stay in this tower, and then the knock-up from Ataraxia into the last hit. I mean, that was just so well executed by HFM.
Another round of buffs being stolen away from Hunger for More. At least the speed buff will be. Blue buff gonna wait just a moment. I think that goes Leftovers' way if Badgah doesn't give everybody his life memoirs. Like, so what I'm saying, it's easily read. Badgah goes dips into the jungle 3 separate times. Hunger for More know he's not going anywhere else. They know he's coming back to the lane like he did the other 3 times.
I mean, they were baiting him for sure. I mean,
exactly.
MANALIKE sitting there at almost no health. Level 5 is going to be a bound in the next wave, and he had his meditation up. If he doesn't have his meditation up, I think he takes a trip back to the base, but just really, really intelligent play.
Hunger for More winds up with 2 kills. The Leftovers, they do answer back with a hot play from Cherryo, just all the way from the mid lane, fighting the support. Good job. Still 2-1.
Now, it looks like MANALIKE going to be rotating to the mid lane. He did lose a lot of farm early. You could see he fell. And so despite Badgah getting first blooded, MANALIKE still even with him. Hits level 6 there as Badgah has already been level 6.
4:33 on the clock. Shouts to the one guy that got that joke. But so MANALIKE and PrettyPriMe joining each other here in the mid lane. You're going to be Zeusing it up. Now, Zeus level 8 already. You can see just 7 on the Doom Orb Janus. Doom Orb is an item that players have been moving away from because of how dangerous it can be to run. But Cherryo honestly just didn't die too much last time around, even though he was the target.
I mean, he just wants a lot of damage online here. Going to be aggressed onto. The washing machine's going to be starting up. Cherryo reads his book and then ults for the CC immunity.
I mean, I don't know if we can call that move the washing machine anymore. It takes 12 years to start up. It's like when you get the lawnmower with the pull string. You got to just sit there and keep pulling it like a chainsaw.
Well, maybe you because you're weak, but right, one pull.
Is it really based on power? I thought it was just like getting it going.
Yeah, it depends. You have to put. Never mind. I'm not gonna break this
You're
down.
gonna break it down for us?
I could, but I'm not going to because I forgot the terminology for some of the stuff. And Ataraxia here gonna be aggressed onto once again. MANALIKE actually jumps forward and isn't afraid of Badgah here, and then he jumps away with enough time there.
Hungry for More definitely have mental control over this lane. It's interesting because the lane push certainly go in the way of leftovers with the aggressive Fenrir support in the Jing way, but Hungry for More certainly have the number of leftovers, and I think after that first play, I don't know how much aggression we'll continue to see out of the left side of the map, but the right side of the map, well played by Nika, gonna jump in place.
Variety's like, come on, man. Why'd you have to do that to me? You just embarrassed me on the screen. Man, that was great. Nika just ulting in place. Variety thinking he's going to ult away and then just getting outplayed here. But it still is aggression for Hungry for More as they know the timer on this speed. CaptainTwig looking to invade it, but leftovers are trying to force Gold Fury in response.
And Cherryo's going to get rooted. A little slapped, but no kill so far. Gold Fury danced around, but Zeus makes his showing. And with that Lightning Storm online, nobody is really safe going for an objective. MANALIKE tries to get aggressive, and the turnaround is strong. Jungler can't confirm the kill, though. And Badgah will, underneath the tower. And here's the rotation. Variety takes out Badgah all the way from the solo lane. And now it looks like Hungry for More pushing up some more here in the mid lane, 4 strong.
Twig getting a little bit low. Leftovers are managing to stay even with HFM in the fighting scenarios a lot of these times. MANALIKE overextending himself multiple times there. However, the invades from HFM are too strong. I mean, there's 5 kills on the board, but they already have about a 2,000 gold lead, 1,500 about.
And the invades, yes, and
2,500. Excuse me.
And a lot of that has to do with the solo lane. Nika's sitting down 3 levels. He just hit level 9. So he's sitting down about 2.5 levels. Variety's been powering him down. Look at the damage that Variety's able to do by himself. The cage comes out, still wants to be aggressive. Variety might trade his life here for the over-aggression, and with Badgah included, certainly will. 3 kills to 3 kills.
So you know that thing I said last game where Variety will sometimes get over-aggressive when he is in a situation he shouldn't because he feels himself? That was one of those times. He's like, oh, no, yeah, don't worry, I can 2v1. That's great. Like, and to be fair to him, he did a ton of bursts. If he does a little bit less damage to Nika, I don't think he commits to that fight. But he's like, I just bird bombed him for like 55% of his life. I'm going to kill him.
If this is if this is last year and cooldown boots still exist for physicals, I think that goes to be a double kill for Variety, 1v2. But the long cooldowns on Odin just don't allow him to have the tools to really take that fight. And I think Odin makes it out alive if Badgah doesn't show up. But the Fenrir, just so much damage early on, even with just power boots.
And now HFM going to be getting their own speed buff here, but leftovers waiting for them around the corner. They definitely saw that ward place, and Cherryo going to drop the threshold, speed up his team, but CaptainTwig just dashes right past him. No fear in his mind. Even against the monkey, the Fear No Evil monkey. No fear, just fight. That's what Von C, the Vainglory player, says. CaptainTwig taking a page out of his book as well. Nika versus Variety here. Just tickling him. Just the old slap fight. Badgah's going to make it change, but the ring comes out in time. And you see Odin just walk away. Not really sure why Nika ulted there. Did Looking for the slow? Did he? I mean, Variety jumped. Even if he got slowed, Variety jumped away. Did he not know that Odin has... Anyways. Celebration. 9 minutes here. CaptainTwig looking for Arkkyl, who's left alone. Going to have to airstrike away, unfortunately. And it looks like Gold Fury could be forced after keeping that Jing Wei at bay. Especially with the ultimate available for PrettyPriMe. Gold Fury already down to a quarter of HP. There's the ultimate out of the monkey, though. That could swing. Hungry for More wind up with the Gold Fury.
despite losing their solo laner to Nika.
And Cherryo in a little bit of trouble as well, but it's actually MANALIKE in the middle of 4. CaptainTwig's rotation secures 1. Jungler does manage to finish off MANALIKE finally here, and then Badgah is just chasing down CaptainTwig, but his team's dying under the tower.
Badgah jumped into the damage! He jumped into the damage. Into the damage. PrettyPriMe and Ataraxia dropped their giant circle AoE consistent damage ultimates, and Badgah jumps into it. Poor decision making, and that's going to cost him his life for the 3rd time this game.
Because it wasn't fire. Obviously, no one's going to jump into the fire, but the suns and the lightning, that's okay.
The sun is fire!
No,
the
man.
sun is made out of fire!
I don't know about that.
It's a giant ball of fire!
Are you sure?
No! Some science guy's going to correct me, but it's a flaming ball of gas. There's 9 of them coming from the sky. That was not a good look, and leftovers are going to trail behind 4,000 gold even.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. Leftovers looking dejected. Game 1, and to be fair, like they've been fighting okay. They haven't been fighting poorly, but as a team, as a unit, everything is just falling apart. They're getting invaded left and right. They're not synergizing any of their abilities, and I honestly think that this is just the final week of their play, and they're beat down. And honestly, this is a team that could get relegated if they play like this when that time comes.
Game number 1 was wildly different, and I know Cherryo's a guy that really wants to win, and Fails, it's almost upsetting to me to see Fails and Cherryo on a squad in a situation like this, because Fails and Cherryo have been members of the scene for a long time. MANALIKE just getting aggressed on, taunting 1v3, and Leftover's going to make him pay for it. There's the punishment. You can't do that, MANALIKE. That's always been his calling card.
I mean, him and Variety are now on the same team. Cherryo, oh, brutal. Tries to get the ult on the wall. He does, but the ring just out of range.
The oldest trick in the book. That is some of the oldest combination in Smite. The ring with the Zeus ult. That is some of the oldest combos in Smite. I mean, you've got the Cupid Sobek. You've got the Odin Zeus. I mean, those are the classics, right?
And Variety going to manage to just barely get out under tower 4 now. Brutalize is going to be able to help finish him off, but Badgah, 1 hit, somehow makes it out. No detonate available for PrettyPriMe as he's actually pushed onto the tower.
And there's the Sanctuary, going to save his life for the moment. Ataraxia's basics will keep everybody at bay. Tier 1 tower, the mid lane goes down. Kills are even, but nothing else is. You can see large leads in both directions. 8,300 experience and 5,300 gold for Hunger for More.
And right-hand side, CaptainTwig getting a little bit of farm. Ataraxia, I think he is in range to see that back happen, and you can see, recognizing that Xing has finally backed, which means he's going to be free to push up this wave for now, and look to invade the jungle, actually.
You know, I think other hunters take that fight.
Oh, is he going to try and kill Xing? Oh, this is spicy.
Ataraxia looking for the gank
MANALIKE's here, too.
Left side, MANALIKE going to join. Sees what Ataraxia's up to.
Poor Arkkyl, man. I think they're on a ward, though.
No.
Are you sure?
Now they are. Arkkyl had an idea.
No, there's the sentry right there.
He
Were they
just
in
dropped
range?
that. Oh, I see. Over there?
Yeah. No, the one below it. The one.
No, that's a friendly
No,
ward.
there's one below it, right there.
Oh, okay, there.
Oh, yeah, they're in range the whole
right
time.
over there. Right over there. You see MANALIKE getting aggressed on. 4 players from Leftovers going to take him out for the 2nd time in a row. 2 deaths with no impact for the support for Hunger for More. That's where Leftovers want to sneak in and get their combination back on target. Ataraxia's Sanctuary is down. He'll be pushed. He'll use Purification, but you can't purify the Brutalized. Nika on top of that.
Oh, Cherryo. Misplaced ult there. I think he was trying to get the damage onto Twig as well as get the portal, but unfortunately he just doesn't line it up exactly where he needs. Right-hand side, Variety going to be split pushing, steals away the speed buff here, should be able to get this tier 2, and on the left-hand side, it's going to be a 2v3 if HFM want to defend.
Badgah jumps on top. There's a purification out of Twiggy. Shield comes out, and here comes PrettyPriMe. 3 stuck in the storm. Detonate, not enough to do it. Hungry for more. Looking to clean it up with CaptainTwig. 1 kill for the jungler. 2 kills coming if CaptainTwig can catch up. And he does. There's the kill on the Badgah. And Nika on the backside and going to be cut off by Variety.
This is really rough for Leftovers here. Nika going to be doing his best to try and get out here. Should be able to get a heal off on this minion wave, but, I mean, Variety has ult, and that's going to be in range. Nika doesn't have Long of Ringer available. He'll fall to Prime eventually. Gold 3 going to be spawning soon. That's probably what HFM are going to be looking at next, but, I mean, Leftovers, right, they get given a gift, right? MANALIKE says, I don't want to win this game. Let me stand there and taunt. Dies, baits his team. They die a couple times, and Leftovers start surging forward, but unfortunately for them, they couldn't make anything become of it, and then they stay a little bit too long themselves. HFM responds.
Listen, Zapman inspires a lot of the hunter builds, and now Zapman inspiring a lot of the tactical feed mentality. All right?
Oh,
That's what's coming out.
MANALIKE right now.
Hey, he's got more assists than he does in deaths. If I'm looking at supports, that's important.
I don't know about that, man. Hey, good job on getting your 15 assists as well as 15 deaths, or 16 assists.
You know what? If my hunter is 15, 0, and 0, and my support is 0, 15, and 15, I'm fine with it every step
What
of
if
the way.
there's like 100 kills in the game, though, and he's like, oh, 15.
All right, now that's a little bit rough. I don't know if I'll take that one. This one, there's only 20. We're 15 in, 20 kills in total. 11 of them belong to Hunger for More. So if you're just looking at the combat, it might seem pretty close. But HFM have been able to pick up the objectives, and you know what? The old-fashioned stuff after the stuff. And so they're sitting pretty, 7,000 gold up.
Oh, Cherryo is in a whole lot of danger there.
Ooh.
He's going to get close to a wall and be able to portal himself, but CaptainTwig's waiting around the corner. Going to close the gap and hit the slow. The turnaround, going to be juked out.
Nika just causing problems for CaptainTwig, allowing Cherryo to get out of jail. Big deal for the mid laner, as he wants to protect his nearly perfectly stacked Doom Orb here. 49 in total. You'll find a 50th someplace.
Also working on the Soul Reaver, which going to be pretty big. And Leftovers, they still do have a pretty good team fighting composition, right? Assuming Badgah continues to build tanky, which I imagine he will. He's got his Urchin. He's just going to be a stun bot and an ult bot. And then you have Jungler as well, great at burning Purification for Badgah.
Again, love the adjustment coming out from Cherryo. So game number 1, we mentioned that there wasn't really we didn't see the cohesion in the composition and a lack of damage, most notably. Cherryo was building boots into Chronos Pendant and some utility stuff. Now, it's just straight double stack damage.
I thought that was going to be Soul Reaver.
Nah, he's looking
That's
for the
really
consistency.
surprising. Yeah, a ton of damage coming out of this Janus, but doesn't have the CDR to be able to portal in and out. But his unstable vortexes will hurt a whole lot.
And, I mean, if you're looking at Leftovers last game, they weren't able to output the damage. So Cherryo looking to change that all by himself, just going max damage on this Janus build. However, Hunger for More, they're putting the damage into the towers, taking 2 out of the right. Well, left side falls to the lone Arkkyl Hunter.
I like what Leftovers are doing here. They're actually conceding this Phoenix to get a tier 2 on left and a tier 1 in mid. If they're able to successfully do that, that's a win in my, or not a win in my book, but it's neutralized a lot of what HFM just gained, especially considering it's the right side Phoenix, so it's going to be easier to contest Fire Giant.
And the tier 2 will fall. Arkkyl credit on that one, and the Janus split push is real, folks. There it is, the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Cherryo picks
needs
that
to
up.
back now.
Yeah.
He can't look for any more.
No, he can't.
He is getting. This is incredibly dangerous coming out from him.
Ultimate
and he just wanted the wave, I think. Yeah. Just getting that extra little bit of farm so he can start working on some more damage items. But he's going to be running into trouble. And he's dead. He's not even going to get his ult off. Oh, just barely.
There it is. And that long portal. Still wants to get the farm.
I'm really surprised that Variety didn't just jump on him the second he started, or right before he started channeling that ult.
Cherryo being aggressed on so hard. Hunger for More realize who the threat on this team is for sure. Cherryo has been the target of these of this team, both game number 1 and game number 2.
CaptainTwig here. Gonna run into Badgah and Nika here trying to back. Just gonna annoy them. Just poke them. Just bother them.
Just poking them here and there. It's on Facebook, just poke.
Stop.
Just poke.
Mid lane here being aggressed onto by HFM. They've got 2 members, and Ataraxia is rotating in to be the 3rd. Jungler left alone to defend this for now. Cherryo waiting in the corner, but here comes the push. 5 members of HFM grouped up and no one from Leftovers really in position.
Yeah, this one has to go the way of Hunger for More without any opposition. I expect Leftovers to defend on a Phoenix. But now that they've grouped up, now they can play a little bit of defense. Half HP on the tower. Big deal that there were no minions here. If the minions were there, that's Hunger for More's tower free and clear. Leftovers don't realize that right away, so they rotate and they defend.
And Cherryo spot on the right-hand side, clearing camps, and you can see that's the call for HFM to get aggressive. MANALIKE pop sprint, bees a bully in the front, and the team able to successfully siege that tier 2. Now, the left-hand side, the last towers remaining, and I expect HFM, they recognize that Leftovers actually have a really good team fighting composition right now, and trying to force stuff could result in Leftovers gaining a little bit control back into this game. So instead, just work as a unit and then just poke down these towers, get a massive gold lead that Leftovers can't fight into.
Still playing the safe and secure game from Hunger for More. We see moments where MANALIKE goes ahead and taunts 1v5 and dies. And we see moments where Variety goes ahead and gets a little aggressive and tries to fight 1-on-3 and dies. But in general, Hunger for More are still this safe team that want to take the safe option, and it's bred them a lot of success this season.
And final tower going to be picked up. Cherryo actually split pushing on the right-hand side. You can see
push
MANALIKE forced to ult there. I think he got a little bit scared that the damage coming out from leftovers is going to be too much, and the team actually going to be looking for this Gold Fury instead.
Looks like that's the case, but
Prime's
with
not
leftovers
here.
following
They can't do
up,
this.
yeah, with leftovers following up, doesn't look like Hunger for More want to take too much.
And MANALIKE going to be backing as well. CaptainTwig the one here.
If leftovers had any offensive vision, which I'm not saying they should at this point in the game, they're definitely on the back foot. But if leftovers had aggressive vision in the enemy jungle, they could have taken that Gold Fury for free.
I mean, CaptainTwig was there. Likely they get it though, but it isn't for free.
Sure, I'll give you that one. It's on a discount. How about that?
All right, it's on a discount.
Discounted. Blue light special.
50% off.
75% off on livebnfd.com, by the way, if you want to pick up some Smite gear.
Twig is by himself here, and there comes the ult as well, but PrettyPrime's around the corner, and he's going to drop the Lightning Storm. Badgah picks him up here, but not enough damage to finish off Jungler just yet. The Detonate secures it, however.
Badgah running out on the backside by himself. A lot of damage coming out from that Zeus. You can see sitting pretty on the top. 86.99 player damage. 20 minutes in, the Zeus has been a big factor.
I think if leftovers know that Twig's by himself there, they burn Hunbat's ult much earlier.
Yep.
And forces Purification, and realistically he should have been picked up there. But like you said earlier, no offensive vision, no real vision on the map at all right now. Actually, they don't have a single ward. They have one ward. They have one defensive ward on the right-hand side.
Nope, no longer. It went down.
No, it's right there. It's
above
the speed buff.
The blue ward on the left side just fell. Yeah, there it is. Just watching out for that speed buff. I bet you $1 zillion Jungler put that down. It's like, look, they've taken my speed buff 2 times. I'm gonna ward it now. That's how junglers ward.
Cherryo gonna get chased out. No CDR. Does he have CDR yet? No.
Nope.
So still manages to escape from CaptainTwig. Burn CaptainTwig's ultimate, but that's a pretty low cooldown. And he's got max CDR. It'll be up in 30 seconds or less.
MANALIKE literally sitting here. Literally just begging leftovers to aggress on him with his heavy damage teammates waiting in the wings. Ataraxia with the Fire Giant buff on. PrettyPriMe with the Fire Giant buff on. And 3 players from Hunger for More will push up on the right side. You can see 2 players in the mid lane as well. Variety and CaptainTwig doing what they can on the separate Phoenix.
And here comes Variety underneath by himself, but it's actually going to be Jungler getting aggressive, looking for damage onto Ataraxia, but Badgah trying to pick someone up, and he can't do it.
Can't find the target, but PrettyPriMe can. PrettyPriMe and Ataraxia combine for 2 kills, make that 3. CaptainTwig picks up 1 for himself. Jungler, the only one alive here, and Hunger for More going to give chase. The bounce is strong, but Jungler going to sit and heal up in the fountain.
He'll be fine. He's the only one left alive right now. HFM don't feel confident in taking on the Titan just yet. They're going to clean out this middle Phoenix as well, and maybe even all 3. They want to guarantee themselves. HFM, they're 1 Chaos Titan away from DreamHack here.
And they're going to aggress on it. Nobody but Jungler to defend. The Chaos Titan down half HP already. Players will start to spawn, Badgah most notably in 3 seconds, but it's too little, too late, and Hunger for More are going to DreamHack.
Congratulations to HFM. It was a very hard-fought split because at the beginning, starting off, I think, 1-7, and then they went to like 3-10 or something like that, but their run has been absolutely incredible. Turning around their season completely after they pick up MANALIKE here. Everyone's just firing on all new cylinders, and they're going to be the 3rd seed.
It's an incredible story here, Adonis, looking at what Hunger for More were able to do. I mean, these guys were blasted for their gameplay early on, and I still stand by it for good reason. The team that we see in week 10 is a drastically different team than we saw in week number 1, and it all has to do with, honestly, just old-fashioned hard work.
Yeah, I think all the players individually stepped up. Prime has been Prime was the one consistent for me from week 1 to week 10. He was the one always killing it here. Had a great set as well coming into their final game. And let's take a look at some of the stuff he was managing to do on Zeus.
Yeah, playing the Zeus out of control. For me, I think Ataraxia was probably consistent from day number 1. PrettyPriMe needed the assistance of the jungler to really combine with everything. And here, this is the result. This is the oldest combo in the book.
That was brutal, man. Look at Cherryo. He's like, but it's right in front of me. Just game, let me go through it. Unfortunately, though, the cage, I mean, probably pixel perfect on that one here. And just great position coming out from PrettyPriMe. He was able to get far enough ahead that jungler wasn't able to dive him.
Yeah, really rough stuff coming out from PrettyPriMe as he was able to deal out that damage. The rest of Hunger for More was, and they're going to DreamHack for it. On the line, we've got the captain, the hunter, the legend. It's Ataraxia. Congratulations on your team's recent wins, and you guys are going to DreamHack. I'm not going to ask you how you feel. I'm going to ask you, did you know this was coming from day one?
Well, from day one when we put the team together, it was the plan. But then a wrench flew into that plan and it didn't quite work out. But then I think I spoke to Brotus after we 2-0'd Paradigm in week 5, and I said right then, if we keep playing like this, we'll make it to DreamHack, and I'm really glad we did.
So week 5, was that the specific turnaround that you guys really saw the light at the end of the tunnel and then made the push to go find it?
Yeah, it was the first week with Frezzy, or MANALIKE, and the first week we got the 2 against Paradigm. And from then on, if you take out a team like Paradigm, at that level, then you can really, you can make it to DreamHack. So at that point, it was, we can still do this.
Talk to me a little bit about that turnaround there, their first matches against Paradigm. You mentioned Frezzy. Was it just him, or do you think there has been differences in individuals as well?
I think Frezzy brought he brings everything's much more lighthearted within the team with Frezzy there, and it just makes everyone play better. No one's angry with each other because Frezzy's always doing stupid stuff. He's
really
the lightning god.
I didn't happen
to in that game the king of claps, just standing AFKing into walls and stuff. When you have someone like that on the team, you can't be mad if you lose a game.
All right. We're watching a replay right now. You probably can't see it, but it's the first blood of Game 2. Was that planned? Were you baiting Badgah into the tower the whole time?
Yeah, that was planned.
Okay.
I mean, the losing the lane beforehand was not planned. That was me being really bad. But the meditation bait was all Frezzy, and we executed it really well. Unfortunate about the snipe, but what can you do about that?
So you mentioned a little bit about the culture on the team. MANALIKE brings a lightheartedness to the squad. How has that helped specifically? Because you and I have spoken at length about variety and sort of how he's been painted by the media, quote unquote. How has the culture of the team, that lightheartedness, really helped some of the players that have been under the thumb negatively before?
I don't think much has really changed on that front, because we're winning now. It's any negativity that comes your way when you're winning is a lot less threatening. I guess people don't take it as personally. So I don't really know if much has changed, but things are better now, I guess.
All right, looking forward, how confident are you heading into DreamHack?
I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm not sure what the bracket's going to be and who we're going to be against, but I feel that if we keep playing our own game and at the level we're at, then we can take games off anyone there and we can win it.
Yeah, you guys have certainly earned your way here. Before we let you go, I do actually have one last question. I'm not asking specifics about your process or anything, but what can you give us? What's the secret? What's the insight? You guys drastically, 180 is putting it lightly, just completely 100 to 0. If you had to pick one thing, what's the biggest thing that turned Hungry for losses into Hungry for wins?
I would say it is CaptainTwig on the new jungle patch.
Yeah.
That's that combining with Frezzy and the new atmosphere in the team, I think that really changed everything.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
I do actually have a very special shout out. I made a bet with MANALIKE, with Frezzy, that if he could successfully tank the fire giant without getting hit by it, by the knockup, which he is infamously bad at, in one set, then I would make if we qualified to DreamHack, I'd give him a shout out that says how amazing he is. And he managed to do that against Panthera. He didn't in this set, which is unfortunate. So this is for Frezzy. Thank you, Mr. King of Claps. You are the savior of Hungry for More. And without you, we would not be going to DreamHack. So, we love you, man.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Again, congratulations on your win and your berth to land. That, of course, was the hunter, the captain for Hungry for More, Ataraxia. What a turnaround those guys have made.
It's really crazy, right? Because I don't want to say it's Titan-esque, where they came up from challengers, but they were just really good in the challenger, and then they came and they made their run to worlds and they got second place. It's just to see a team just change so drastically off of one roster swap and one patch to the jungle and make themselves They were the 8th seed in Europe. They were clear as day the 8th seed. The only ones that might have been, there with them was Fnatic.
They were the 16th seed in the world, I think.
No, Randozzo's were that.
I'm not sure, man.
I think it took Randozzo's 4 weeks to find a win against LG.
It was rough. All I know is that these guys were at the bottom of the bottom, and now they are the top of the top. The third team from Europe to qualify for DreamHack. They'll be joining Panthera and Paradigm there to represent Europe, and they're going to try their best. Moving on, we've got one more game coming up for you. Stay tuned, and we'll bring you some more European action.